Onwards to Elbaf. Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about One Piece chapter 1123. This, of course, as I predicted in my last video, would be a recap chapter. We would see the final touches of Egghead Island, we would see the Straw Hats having a banquet and talk amongst themselves, kind of a breather, and we will move on to Elbaf. What I didn't expect is what happened at the end, but what happened in the majority of the chapter. But before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Before we talk about all the stuff in between, which I believe is not the more important stuff, it's going to be Usopp's arc. Usopp is literally the front line in the last panel, and I want to see him shine. I've already made a dedicated video as to why I don't like Usopp, and I really pray that Oda justifies Usopp's character and takes him to the level where he needs to be in order to fight against people like Van Augur and to stand up to his dad's reputation, Yasopp. I love Yasopp. He's literally fought no one and I still love him more than Usopp. So that tells you something. But that's probably because I have a bias towards redhead pirates. But other than that, I really want to see some significant developments from all of the Straw Hats. And we've had an official confirmation by Dory and Broggy that Joy Boy's haki was in fact stronger than Shanks's. We already know that Shanks, right now, has one of the most strongest Conqueror's haki in the series. And Luffy will get there, of course. We know Roger was there. Roger was probably equal to Shanks, if not more. But Joy Boy is the strongest. And if Joy Boy is the strongest, Luffy's got some competition to beat. To think that a Conqueror's haki knocked out every one of the Vice Admirals, none remaining, that is a feat, my friend. That is a feat beyond imagination. We've seen Luffy do it to numbers of 50,000. We already knew Shanks can do 100,000. But to think that Shanks can't knock out every one of the Vice Admirals with his Conqueror's haki tells you something about Shanks' lackings towards his training and where Luffy has to be and needs to be. As to how he will get there, I am not really sure. I guess fighting, going through trials and tribulations, going through difficult times is what will take you there, but I'm not really sure how you can improve your Conqueror's haki. But I would take Radley's suggestion when he said haki improves in the midst of battle, and I believe Luffy will be having very serious battles within the future of the story, more than we think, and that would take him to where he needs to be in order to beat people like Blackbeard and Eam and get to the level of Joy Boy. Other than that, let's go back to whatever happened in the majority of the chapter, which is Vegapunk making a 5-head move against York. I'm very glad we got to see this. It just goes to show that how smart Vegapunk truly was. Because a part of me believed that, yeah, Vegapunk was smart. The fact that he installed a transporter snail that couldn't be shut off by anywhere, any part of the world, and it was hidden in a place that is the least expected, that was brilliant and all. But the fact that he had to consider everything and how much he knew about York's plan and how much he had to do in order to make sure that no one could trace back to his memories, but somehow make sure the plan works, it just takes Vegapunk's brain to another level. And we already know he is the smartest man in the world. He is the world's greatest scientist, but this is a living proof of how further ahead Vegapunk was of York. He knew his fate was sealed, and to be completely honest, he made a very calculated decision. Of course, the will to live that we've seen from Kuma and Bonnie is remarkable, and we have to give them credit where credit is due. Part of me wanted Vegapunk to say that I want to live, kind of the same way what Robin did, but smarter, and to basically see the future of the world that he has envisioned for himself. But he was a smart enough man to know that him living and continuing on his adventures and works with somebody else or even by himself will never be the end of it. It's kind of like what Robin is going through. But for Robin, she's with the Emperors, and Vegapunk is a liability on the front lines. If you think about it, if he was going to stay on with the Straw Hats. I would have loved to see at least one of the Vegapunks stay. Of course, York is there. I don't count York. Lilith maybe just somehow might come back, but I wouldn't really like it because it's very fitting. Vegapunk, I've already talked about the redemption of Vegapunk in one of my videos. I believe it is fitting for someone like Vegapunk to have done so much damage to the world without him knowing, and because of the fact that he was greedy enough to go with the world government for his inventions, and that's what led to all of this, and somehow now he's trying to redeem himself. I think it is perfect, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Other than that, I think this is the end for Vegapunk, and we will get to see some of Punk records and more of Vegapunk's speeches, maybe things that he has said to different people, and we will see the news of Vegapunk's death to the entire world, and we will see some sort of a reaction. But other than that, I think this is it for Vegapunk. Of course, York still lives. I'm not really sure as to how things are going to pan out with her going to Pangea Castle, whether or not the Gorosei will actually accept her. And then, of course, my question with Saturn is, what is he up to? How much power does he have? How is he going to go back? And of course, everyone is there. No one from the Marines have been significantly damaged. So I think they'll go back by ship. But I'm expecting some sort of a Blackbeard interference because of what he did with Katarina Devon and stealing Saturn's powers and fruit. Or whatever, abilities. We don't really know if they are fruits, but that's beside the point. I'm really looking forward to Blackbeard's next moves. It's going to be very, very, very big. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see an update of the entire world. And we're surprised to see Sabo's location. Maybe what we will see where Law is going, what Blackbeard is up to, and other parts of the world. Because, yeah, it feels like an interlude time. Although we've had interludes in between Egghead Island, I wouldn't mind seeing more. But that's it for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and peace.